So today I wanted to talk about, I filmed a video. I think it was the last video I filmed. I was talking about whether you should sort of work hard, whether you should grind. And sometimes, grinding isn't the way. Sometimes grinding misses the point of life, I guess. And I wanted to talk about the other side of that point of, yeah, you should grind, you should work hard, you should give life your all. It's the counter argument to just living life, not being so serious. It's the counter argument to people just getting through life. And the argument is you're making life yours. You're doing what you're supposed to do, what you want to do, should I say. And the key factor in all this is, what's your aim? That's the most important factor in the argument of whether you should be working harder or not. It's the aim, and whatever your aim is depends on the action that you take. For instance, if you want to become a billionaire, then you've got to work pretty damn hard. But there's also a detail missing in that equation, and it's the time frame. I want to become a billionaire in 100 years. Alright, you might not have to work as hard. Who knows? Don't know, because it's not my aim. But if you was to say I want to become a billionaire in 10 years, you best get grinding. You best get working hard. And if you even picked another goal, another aim, I want to be happy. When I was younger, that was my aim. When I was a little kid, that was my aim. I remember a conversation with my dad about it. I think he asked me, what do I want in life? I said, I just want to be happy. And he said, that's not possible. Because happy is a temporary emotion. And as a kid, it did kind of, not shape my world, but in a sense, make me think about it, make me question it. And that another factor in whether you're working hard or not is, do you really understand your aim? Sorry, if you should work hard or not, is you need to really understand your aim and what it is. I listened to a bloke, Alex Hormozy, on different podcasts, and what I notice he does a lot is he defines words a lot, because you can get to the root of what you're actually on about. I don't listen to Jordan Peterson so much, but I think he does that as well. He almost defines things, and it shifts the conversation in a more accurate way. And that's what you got to do with your aim. You've got to define it properly. And that's what that conversation as a kid did for me. On happiness, on that aim, it helped me question it and helped me try and define it better and say, do I really want that aim? Because I think I then said after that, after being told happiness is a temporary emotion, meaning to feel happy is in the moment. You can't be happy 24/7. It's not possible. It's probably not possible to feel one emotion 24/7 anyway. That's where the flaw is in what the aim was. But I think I then said after that, well, I just don't want pressure in life. Not pressure, I just don't want stress in life. I just don't want to be stressed. Now, if you take that aim, I mean, that aim is pretty easy to achieve. That aim's pretty goddamn simple, because you never step out your comfort zone. You never try anything hard. You never work too hard. You just stay in a pressure-free zone, a stress-free zone. You avoid conflicts in terms of the things you have to do, that you must do. You avoid exercise, because exercise is stress. If you want to grow muscle, you have to stress the muscle. And once you start defining these things, you look and you go, oh, no, it's not the aim. It's what's wrong is where I'm thinking. Not if I'm working hard enough. The first step is I need to define aim. And that can very much help you once you define the aim. Once you know where you're heading. And I know when I was younger, in college and high school, didn't have an aim. Didn't know where I was going. Didn't know where to point the torch. I could not see a bloody thing in the darkness. You know what I mean? Didn't have a clue where to point the torch. And that's your biggest issue, and you've got to figure that out. And I think the only way to figure that out is you've got to do shit. You've got to try as much as you can. I left college and went into a job that was completely out of the ordinary. I was a steeplejack. Most people won't even know what that job is, what it even entails, and how to even get into it. But, it wasn't necessarily a purposeful thing. I said, yeah, let's do this wacky job. It was like, well, it's there, I need a job, let's give it a go. But it was smooth, it was comfortable, it was me easing into it. Now, I could have gone a completely different way. In my mind now, I can think about it and say, well, I would have done this, this and this, but I wouldn't have got to where I am now. And once you figure out that aim through experiencing things, you got to look at what do you not like? I think that was a big thing in college for me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. Didn't know if I wanted to go to university. Didn't know what job I wanted to have. I had no clue. I looked at people in my life and I said, well, I don't want to be like you. That's what I was doing. I was going, well, the reason I left that job is I didn't want to be like anyone in that company. There was no top of the mountain that I said, oh, that's a nice view. And then as I'm older now, and I look at how do I want to enjoy life more? How do I want to exist a little bit better for what I want? And I go, well, what do you not like? Then you can figure out what you like. Because that's what people would always say. Do something you love and you'll never work a day. If I'm honest, I don't know what I love. At that time, I don't know what I love. I don't know what I can do. All these things I love playing football, I love playing video games. I loved exercising, but I wasn't good enough physically to do any of these sports, or I didn't believe anyway. I didn't want to, play video games all day because it made me feel like shit by the end of the day. It made me feel like I'd done nothing. But then you start dicing around the ideas of what don't you like. I mean, I didn't do that when I was in that situation. I just let life sort of take me the way it wanted to take me, and I had it, I had help. I have a family who have their own business, so my easy option is just to go into that, which, thank God, because it's a strong foundation in my life that keeps me sane, I guess. Keeps me on the right path. Keeps you in touch with your family as well. Caring about your work. But if I was to do it again, and I didn't have that option, and I had to do it differently, I'd look at what What do I not like? Well, I don't really want to go sit in an office. You know, I don't want to work my ass off for someone who doesn't care about me. And you start having this process of elimination. And then you start going, well, I like this, I like that. And you can do that with a job. That's just an example. But you can do it in your life as well, I think. Because you say, what do I really want? And it baffles me. You know, I know people probably think, God, life's not that serious. And yeah, life isn't that serious. It doesn't have to be that serious all the time. But for me, if you don't have an aim, I'm like, where are you going? At some point, you're going to get lost. Now, if your aim is that you want to get lost and you want to feel a bit like that, perfectly fine. That's great. That's an adventure, sure. It's a possibility. It's an option. You know, I felt like that at some point. You know, just let life take you. You know, I have that in my head sometimes. Like, let life happen. Let what happen. Let what happen. Let the present just happen. The present moments just happen. And you don't have to worry about the future too much. Just keep a bit more present and a bit more vigilant and sensible, I guess. Or, you know, that's just me. Get an aim, because then you can work hard. Because, you know, from the last video, I'm not saying don't work hard, be lazy, you know, relax all the time, sometimes take your foot off the pedal, off the gas. It depends on what the aim is and how hard you work. Like me going into work, I have an aim to earn X amount of money. You've got to work hard for that. You can't just slack off, or if you slack off, you don't earn your money. So it depends on the aim. It's a huge factor in everything, I think. And if you don't see that, maybe think about it. Maybe question things. But yeah. Anyway, that's me. So, peace.